Hi, good Tuesday and welcome back. Counting down the days left in the month of September with October set to roll in on Sunday, I guess it is. And counting down the hours left for this beautiful weather. We've got the 80s in store tomorrow, 88 degrees, I think, around that for the viewing area. And a cold front tomorrow night will change that up. And right now, still nothing more than a few sprinkles, if that, as far as precipitation is concerned. Then we'll take another dip by Saturday, but all in all, still a very beautiful and very fall-like forecast in store. Shoplifting tonight. We'll talk about another unusual case. A man caught shoplifting red-handed after exiting the store and then charged with littering as a result. And this will be a segue into an ongoing investigation into the largest shoplifting report or crime that we've ever covered here in the near 19 years that we've been doing the show. A lot of other news and information. We'll go with football scores as district games are going to start to kick off this Friday night, and a lot of other news and information, and a few individuals that I've spoke to today that we're kind of waiting to interview for a few reports that are brewing, that are still brewing at this hour, but we've got a lot to cover tonight. In fact, we'll begin in Floyd County, where an early morning crash resulted in, so far we believe, one death. 74-year-old Joe or Joseph Coleman of Galveston died and was pronounced dead at the scene earlier today by the coroner's office. Kentucky State Police saying that he was involved in a 3-vehicle crash in Floyd County on Branham's Creek. That's in Mud Creek, but on Branham's Creek. The road had to be shut down for several hours as reconstructionists were working this scene, and just this afternoon they released the official identity of 74-year-old Joseph Coleman, once again of Galveston, Kentucky. I came across this report earlier today, and I felt a need and urgency to pass it along in a condensed manner. It actually came from the Leviza Laser, as we quite often check with our friends in Lawrence County. And in light of what one of the reporters there, Wade Queen, had written, it's worth going and taking another look, because there have been in Lawrence County, just in the past few weeks alone, there have been 3 teenagers, at least one of those reports I can remember airing here in the program, maybe 2, but 2 15-year-olds, unrelated cases, and a 16-year-old, which had run off, all females with much older men they had met on the internet. 2 of the juveniles, the 15-year-olds, as far as I know, still not back home. The 16-year-old, the third of the 3 cases, actually came home about 24 hours later or so, but it is the circumstances that surrounded this one case, and maybe all 3, that should serve as a blatant, loud warning for parents. But Queen wrote in an article for the Laser that in light of the continuing investigations into these recent cases, the 2 15-year-olds and this 16-year-old, that there was information that should be made public. Now the third case was also a part of that. There was a teenager, the third, the 16-year-old, which was found about 12 hours later, he says, and returned home. Her disappearance was described to him by a family member, and he kept all names out pending the investigation and their ages. But on Saturday, the 16th of this month, a 16-year-old Lawrence County girl was discovered missing by her aunt. The family and her aunt searched her computer. They found, after going through her computer, and of course, any electronic device would also have been searched, I'm sure, as well. But they found that she was having, for a very long time, a relationship online, in contact with a 40-year-old predator via email and social media, this predator from Charleston. And that interaction had bloomed or blossomed, as he put it, into a complete, intimate online relationship, and the girl agreed at his request to meet him and be picked up by him, by the 40-year-old, and go back to Charleston. Well, the missing girl's aunt was able to discover his phone number on her computer, and she called immediately, and they were told that while the niece was actually at his residence, that she was okay, and the 40-year-old man said that his father was actually the one who picked up the young girl for him. The aunt got to talk directly to the young girl, and the girl promised to only come home if the aunt would not press any charges against the 40-year-old. As I understand it, she reluctantly agreed to do so. But once the child was back at home, they had, as you can very well imagine, a very heated exchange and conversation, the young girl claiming that she was in love with the 40-year-old. But thereafter, even though they didn't turn it over to police, another relative found out and did turn it over to police, and the Kentucky State Police and others got involved. And the 40-year-old man who the girl met on the internet and finally traveled with the man's father to go meet him is confirmed to be a registered sex offender. He had a past conviction of having raped his 12-year-old cousin. He was recently on probation and was in home confinement. That's why he sent his father to pick up the 16-year-old and bring her back. He was not supposed to have any contact with any minors, especially on the internet, but on his computer, police, as I understand, as was reported, found that he had numerous accounts where he was having contact with a large number of underage girls throughout the entire region of eastern Kentucky, including several teenage girls from Lawrence County, even a best friend to the 16-year-old girl which came home. No charges have been filed in Lawrence County as of yet because the family has not pursued them, but we are told per the report that Tuesday he was arrested by law enforcement in Charleston. His identity has not been released or other details, but just a reminder to all of us parents, myself included, that monitoring our kids' activity online on their electronic devices is something we should never take for granted. If you want to find out more about that, in case you can, go to the Leviza Laser and do just that. Real quickly, we talked about the nickel tax here on numerous occasions. Breathitt County schools were closed earlier today just for the very purpose of voting on the nickel tax, which of course would give them, if it were to pass, the opportunity to have an increased bonding potential. Breathitt County schools were closed. Polls were open and now closing in Breathitt County at 6 for the nickel tax vote that would actually, in this particular, and this is the only circumstance I've ever heard of this, not raise taxes as high as they will go if it's passed. I confirmed through the Breathitt County Schools website that if residents vote to take the nickel tax, it will go up to 62.7 cents per $100 of valuation. But if the vote fails, the tax is going to go up even higher to a maximum of a 4% increase at 65.2%. But they're asking voters to confirm the nickel tax. The state would then, of course, give them matching funds and bonding potential. The Breathitt County school system wanting to add on or build or remodel, make repairs to several schools or facilities in their district. The tax, once again, up for vote today. We'll let you know how it turned out on tomorrow. With that said, that's all I've got before we get to local headlines, which will start right after this. Hey everybody, this big love bug is Jaeger, and Jaeger loves hugs, and he's looking for a forever home. Jaeger is about a year old and about 75 pounds of sweetness. So drop by to see Jaeger or any of our friends at the Johnson County Animal Shelter, or to maybe donate a little food, some supplies, or a little time. Whiskers or Wags, the Johnson County Animal Shelter, 297 Pets. Satisfy your hunger and get a great deal on some famous home cooking at your Sayersville Lee's Famous Recipe, where we started the under $5 daily specials. On Wednesdays, it's our 3-piece dinners, famous crispy or roast, any way you like it. Get a leg thigh and a wing, 2 sides and a biscuit for only $4.99 or $3.99 after 4 o'clock, and you can get a breast thigh and a leg for just $1 more. All at Where We Cater, gatherings big or small, your Sayersville Lee's. Parkway Pharmacy, now open earlier from 8 a.m. until 6 in the evening to better suit your schedule and lifestyle, and to help you get better and live a healthier life. And if allergies are bogging you down, they're armed with the very best in over-the-counter relief for adults and your children. Reach owner pharmacist Jesse Rudd and his assistant pharmacist Megan Castle and their staff at 8 o'clock in the mornings or at 349-4400. Bumper stickers, ball caps, calendars, t-shirts, pencils and pens and gifts, they get you noticed. They get you votes. And get yours locally with the best quality and savings. Call Avavian Arnett Deaton at 349-3835 or find her on Facebook today.
Hi, I'm attorney Jeff Lovely. When hiring an attorney, experience does matter. For over 20 years, I've been representing clients throughout Eastern Kentucky. We are a full-service law firm, representing clients who've been injured in car accidents or at work, representing clients who need to file bankruptcy, representing clients who've been charged with a crime. For all your legal needs, contact my office when it matters. We have 2 locations for your convenience. In Sayersville at 349-4522 and West Liberty at 743-1965.
Oh, the sun shines bright on my old Kentucky home.
The sun bathes us in the power of its warm glow and brightens our world. Now it can power your life. Cooperative Solar brings you hassle-free solar power from your local Kentucky Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Renewable, affordable, easy. Licking Valley RECC's Cooperative Solar. Join the community. CooperativeSolar.com.
Fall and its colors have burst onto the scene at the seasonal shop in downtown Sayersville. Kids' mud pie styles and designs have just arrived, with even more on the way. Little Fashions, excellent for fall, Halloween, and Thanksgiving. And of course, they've got the sweetest of accessories. And ladies' fashions are here, and there's more coming in daily. Amazing sweaters and Carter coats, this fall's must-have item. Dresses, boots, and more on the way. There's just nothing like what you'll find at the seasonal shop in downtown Sayersville, just down from Fraser's Prater Drugstore and the Radio Shack. There's no doubt that local stores, small or large, and I would say just most all stores anywhere, have to deal with the monthly and annual losses of shoplifting. I've heard the numbers, unofficial, from the likes of Walmart and other big chain stores, the tens of thousands of dollars, the hundreds of thousands of dollars that they have to write off due to shoplifting. It's a daily occurrence here in Sayersville as well, and I do mean every day. It doesn't make the news every single day, but that's just because I don't hear about it in every single case, but it happens either caught or not every single day here in Sayersville. And of course that does a whole lot. That puts us in a position of having to pay higher prices, of course, for stores to have to cover their losses, and it puts those businesses having to cover their losses. 2 cases of shoplifting tonight. Police still investigating the brazen theft a couple of weeks ago at the Dollar General store, where they just carted out thousands of dollars of merchandise in buggies one after the other. And the other case in the past 24 hours of a man already banned from local stores for previous shoplifting is caught red-handed again, and this time even charged with littering after trying to ditch the stolen goods while walking down the street. From what I understand, the McGoffin County Sheriff's Department got a call earlier today, right around noon, about a shoplifter inside the IGA. An employee at the grocery store gave the responding deputy a description of a man who he then located just down the road from the IGA. He saw him walking and then actually followed him a short distance. In doing so, observed what items the subject had on his person. He then noticed the deputy behind him and ripped a watch out of his pocket, tossed it beside the road, and just kept right on walking. The deputy then cut the subject off from walking and asked him what he was doing littering. He stated that he didn't litter, he was just trying to get his watch back on. But later, after finding the watch package and taking the subject back to the IGA for positive identification, the subject admitted, that being Jimmy Kraft, that the watch and a pair of sunglasses that was also inside his pocket were stolen just a few moments earlier from actually the Rite Aid store. The deputy then took Jimmy Kraft to the Rite Aid, where employees there stated that he had just been seen in the store, with the manager advising him that he was not supposed to return due to prior shoplifting offenses at Rite Aid. They also ran the security cameras back to show and confirm that he indeed had been in the store and had also stolen the items. The watch and sunglasses were confirmed to have come from there. He was thus far charged with theft by unlawful taking, shoplifting, and criminal littering, and the investigation continues. And one, of course, of many shoplifting cases now ongoing, but the biggest is still under investigation, with Trooper Jimmy Stratton saying that he is still interviewing individuals involved. What you're looking at is not a stock person, even though it would appear as though maybe it was someone employed at the Sayersville Dollar General on Parkway Drive. It also would maybe even more so, considering that it's a person putting a large quantity of merchandise into a buggy, that it may be a shopper buying in bulk. Neither of which are correct. And while it is correct to say that this is a shoplifting case, it's hard to classify it as that. The majority of shoplifting cases are people who steal by placing small or quantity of small items in a bag, in a purse, in their pockets, something of that nature. This is a full-blown theft of thousands of dollars of merchandise that was stolen by actually 2 men, even though there's only one seen in the video. The other is believed to be an accomplice outside. It happened a couple of weeks ago here at the Sayersville Dollar General, as I said, on Parkway Drive. The Kentucky State Police, which is investigating, specifically Trooper Jimmy Stratton, says it is by far unlike any other shoplifting case he has ever seen, and certainly not average.
They entered the store, it looked like, possibly about 8 o'clock and didn't leave until after 10 o'clock. They loaded up several buggies, staged them in different areas in the store. When the girls there working wasn't looking, they shoved the baskets out, or the carts outside. I mean, there's several $1,000s worth of merchandise taken. It's not a normal shoplifting case by all means.
What you're looking at is video of one of the suspects still on the run, identified as Stevie Gibson, who, after spending 2 hours in the store, as you heard Trooper Stratton say, loaded up totes full of merchandise, putting them into buggies. The one buggy you saw was literally heaping head high after he used bungee cords taken from the shelves to strap all the merchandise down. He then re-enters the store numerous times, grabs numerous other shopping carts, and proceeds to steal basically anything and everything. Everything from pop to diapers to electronics, phone chargers. And I'm not even sure if they know exactly what all has been taken at this point, but certainly thousands of dollars worth of merchandise in all. In all, he was in the store 2 hours. There were 2 employees inside. Video shows them in different parts of the store at all times, with a couple of occasions in which he appeared to ask one employee a question of some sort of nature. And just before closing, he starts making trip after trip after trip outside the store, believed to be to his accomplice, which was apprehended today. Jeff Marshall and the man you just saw, Steve Gibson, are believed or considered to be homeless, and for weeks, possibly even months, have been known to be staying or spending a lot of their days and or nights at the old abandoned nursing home across from the True Value on Parkway Drive. And as I told you last week, the 2 were spotted in that area walking near Little Caesars last week when the Montgomery County Sheriff's Department stopped and was able to take one into custody before the other fled on foot. Jeff Marshall was lodged in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center on possession of marijuana and possession of drug paraphernalia and the theft by unlawful taking charges for the theft from the Dollar General. Meanwhile, Stevie Gibson is still on the loose. At last report just earlier this afternoon, the Kentucky State Police and Trooper Stratton are still asking for your help. Gibson is 40 years of age. Contrary to this photograph here, he now, or at last seen, had bleached blonde hair, stands around 6 feet and 190 pounds, and is believed to still be in the Montgomery County area. If you have any information about his whereabouts or see anyone matching his description, please contact local authorities or Post 9 of the State Police in Pikeville. A tire more than 25% low, about 8 pounds, makes you 3 times more likely, and worn-out tires 11 times more likely to be in a tire-related crash. Don't take your or their safety for granted. Come in for a free inspection, 6 months, no interest financing, the best price and best selection at Conley Tire in Staffordsville. Go green, save some green on this propane-powered 11-passenger Ford Econoline. And check out the under 5K specials right now. This 2011 Malibu remote start loaded, very affordably priced at $49.95. This 010 S10 low miles, low to the ground, $49.95. This 07 Saturn Relay hauls a crowd, $49.95. Call today for quick pre-credit approval, $0 down, low income approval, and most payments under $200 a month at Gateway Motors in Sayersville, 349 cars. Wanting you to have a healthier life means providing access to quality, affordable health care. And to do exactly that, Hope Family Medical Center offers full dental care with Dr. Pratt and his team, a pediatrician team of 3 doctors and nurses and moms, complete health care by family physician Dr. Kelly Pratt and nurse practitioners Mildred Sizemore, Gail Faria, Shannon Conley, and Heather Blair. Behavioral health services with Kimberly Davis, with in-house lab testing and results, in-house x-ray and pharmacy, and all the caring, knowledge, and experience that these medical professionals represent
at Hope Family Medical Center.
They're rolling out big, beautiful truck bodies every day, the best America makes in steel and aluminum, with their largest ever local stock of angle, sheet, round, I-beam, expanded, steel, and aluminum in several different finishes for whatever you're working on. And if the dump body you're driving needs parts, they've got them in stock. And if you need a big project fabricated from scratch, they've got you covered at Logan in Salyersville since 1904.
There's no better time than now to get the Android smartphone of your choice from Appalachian Wireless. All Androids up to $50 off regular price all this month. The Samsung GS8 was $149.99, now just $99.99. The LG G6, normally $99.99, is now only $49.99. And believe it or not, you can get the Galaxy S7 for only $1 with 2-year agreement while supplies last. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless, an East Kentucky network company.
We are all human. Because we're not perfect, we tend to make mistakes. Unfortunately, some mistakes are severe and carry more consequences than others. If you have been hurt in a car wreck, a truck wreck, or because of someone's mistake, reckless or careless behavior, you deserve help with your medical expenses, lost wages, and serious permanent pain and injuries that you have been made to suffer and will continue to suffer for the rest of your life. If you have been injured, I can help. I'm attorney Don Wayne McFarland. Call me and let me go to work for you. 349-9000.
I just got this in. The Harold Whitaker Middle School is hosting Parent-Teacher Night Monday. That's 5:30 till 8. Middle school parents are encouraged to attend. I'll put this over on the calendar and remind you. But once again, Parent Night at the Harold Whitaker Middle School, Monday, 5:30. Before we go on to other headlines, let's go ahead right now and turn over to tonight's calendar announcements brought to you by McGoffin Farm Bureau. It's going to be a great day this Saturday for a little chili and a little trail ride, and you can do both with the Pigeon Enterprise Baptist Church. They're going to have a free ride after an $8 chili dinner to support their youth group. That's right. You can call 297-8708 if you have any questions. Bring your ATV, your side-by-side, your Jeep, four-wheeler, and the family, whatever. Great food, a great time, a great scenic adventure. Job clubs will start a new session starting next Tuesday here at the Big Sandy Community Action Program, giving you all the tools and resources and training you need to find that job that you need. They'll meet Tuesdays at 11 beginning this Tuesday. If you have any questions, call 349-2217. I can't stress enough how it is indeed the flu season. It's just in its beginning stages, but it is beginning. And veterans, you can get a flu vaccine or shot this coming Thursday, a week from this Thursday, at the Lloyd M. Hall Community Center, a flu clinic sponsored by, I'm not sure who it's even sponsored by, but definitely a flu clinic at the community center, 5 to 8 on Thursday the 5th. A few other announcements for a little farther on down the line. I'll remind you about them when they get a little closer, but for tonight, real quickly, the Extension Office Field Day is set for Friday the 13th at the JSC Farm. They'll have someone there talking about EHD and the deer population, processing and handling deer meat, some grant opportunities. They're going to have a pork barbecue meal as well, and a great evening on Jackie and Sandy Praters' farm on Old Burning Fork Road. Sagersville High School, I have been told today, the class of 85 has a 60th birthday celebration coming up on October the 13th and 14th. They'll be at the Renaissance that Friday, and then at the Sagersville Middle School cafeteria that Saturday. Live music, gifts, food, and games. You can contact Jerry Patrick, if you have any questions, I'll remind you about it when it gets a bit closer. Also, the Holiday Bazaar, sponsored by the McGoffin County Extension Homemakers, coming up November the 3rd and 4th. If you want to be a vendor and sell things like baked goods and ornaments and what have you, call the Extension Office, 349-3216. And happening every weekend, every Friday and Saturday night up until Halloween, the Haunted Trail Hayride on Route 7 near where Harper's Garage is there. You take a hayride up to the Haunted Hollow and have a great fright. Buy a ticket there 8 to midnight every Friday and Saturday night. If you've got calendar announcements like these or birthdays and anniversaries like we always show, all you have to do is tell me and we'll tell everyone about them. Just get your announcements in and we'll get them on TV for you. I'll be right back, just a quick break, but more of your news today after this. Much more than diesel specialist, Black Smoke Performance is turning out excellent auto body collision paint and repair results with free quotes and estimates on everything from insurance jobs to that ding you got in the driveway. Custom lift kits, bed liners, winches, and accessories, and full diagnostics and repair on anything gas or diesel, from brakes to fluid changes to major auto repair. If you want it fixed, lifted, painted, customized, or just maintained, just call on the team at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sagersville, 100 May Drive, or 349-8785. what you're looking at is literally a one female owner 99 Dodge Ram with 77,000 miles. Zero rust, rips, tears, or wear anywhere. Think of the money you can save driving a like-new truck, not to mention the savings in taxes and insurance. You won't find another one like it. Or come see this 2013 2500 Silverado HD loaded, only 90,000 miles. This 2014 Grand Caravan, it's an RT model, 72,000 carefully driven miles. Or this 2007 Kia Sorento, 90,000 miles. It's a four-wheel drive and priced to go today at Broadway Auto Sales in Paintsville. The only difference in these washers and mowers from new is the incredible low price, and the same goes for tools, electronics, jewelry, games, and more at Parkway Gun and Pawn, where they buy and sell gold and silver and loan cash every day on just about anything worth $1. Stop by on Parkway Drive or call 349-PAWN. Like our 100% safe and secure mobile banking app at Sayersville National, we're always working to make your life a little easier. And our mobile deposit feature gives you more freedom and more time to do what you love the most. Just open the app, confirm the amount, and click. You're done. A safe, no-hassle way to manage your money from anywhere in the... Well, you get the drift. Now get the app at Sayersville National Bank. 349-3131. I left a little more room for sports tonight, as you can well imagine, because it has been the talk of the town, certainly in the Ville and everywhere else in Kentucky, and I suspect it's going to continue to be as we continue to learn more and as the investigation continues. But real briefly tonight, I'll only touch on it before we go on to local sports information, but the FBI arresting and or charging nearly a dozen NCAA basketball staff members and coaches and assistants, and a representative of the Adidas Corporation. 4 coaches in all arrested in the investigation alleging improper use of money from Adidas, and one of those schools, University number 6, confirmed to be the University of Louisville. FBI documents today that have stunned the college basketball world say that going back to May of this year, Jim Gatto, who is the director of global marketing for Adidas, paid hundreds of thousands of dollars bribing coaches and assistants to help steer prospects toward Adidas-sponsored colleges, including University number 6, which has been deduced to be the University of Louisville, accused of accepting a commitment from Brian Bowen that was basically a deal done through a bribery of $100,000 to his family. We also think there's another student deal at the University of Louisville under investigation. The FBI has charged coaches at Oklahoma State, Auburn University, Southern California, Arizona with fraud and corruption in New York City federal court, as well as several other managers, financial advisors, and representatives of Adidas. FBI saying they've investigated this for 3 years now, how corruption using money to make bribes of these nature has been going on at these colleges in the NCAA. Bribes paid by athlete advisors, associate basketball coaches to other associate or assistant coaches. The University of Louisville has released a statement saying that it got notice that the university is included in a federal investigation involving criminal activity related to the men's basketball recruiting. That's all that they've really said, and they're the only ones to make any statement on U of L's behalf, of course. James Gatto is the head of global sports marketing for Adidas, as I said, and $100,000 going to the one player's family. Other deals like that also under investigation. This is far widespreading, and we don't cover hardly anything. It's not local news, but that's as far as we'll go with it, and now you can go pick up the rest on your own because it is pages and pages of similar information. And I couldn't help but include this. Some folks already looking to capitalize on it. R.I.P. Patino. That's a dead cardinal underneath. Jared Lorenzen, the ex-QB for University of Kentucky, has a T-shirt company, Throwback Boy Shirts, I believe it's called, and you can go onto his website and already find a host of T-shirts already putting down the University of Louisville for these acts, which of course are falling on top of their current probation for the escort scandal. Many believing this one will certainly take Patino out of the U of L picture. Now turning to local sports, a lot of things happening in high school football this week. One of 2 types of football that I'm still watching. Take from that what you will. With that said, it's going to be district games kicking off this Friday night and homecoming for the Montgomery County Hornets. The Hornets are hosting Morgan County and the Cougars here at home. This will be their first district game for the Hornets of the season. This comes after a big loss on the road at Powell County last week, which, my apologies, was obviously the first district game. So they lost their first district game last week. I'll get caught up here in a second. Their second district matchup will be, of course, hosting Morgan County this Friday night. 12-50 was your final score last week. The boys for the season right now are 2-4, 0-1 in their district. And they're hosting, once again, Morgan County this Friday night. And it is, I did get that right, it is homecoming. Johnson Central and the Golden Eagles, they're 1-0 in their district, and they're undefeated in the season, and they are going for 6 in a row after a 58-0 win over Boyd County last Friday. That puts the Golden Eagles hosting East Carter this Friday night. That will be one of, I'm quickly doing the math in my head, one of 4 remaining district games for the Golden Eagles. Paintsville in a pretty small district, only a couple of district games on their schedule. 43-14 last week over Lawrence County, puts them at 5-1. Their first district game will be October the 6th. They're off this Friday night, but October the 6th they'll be at Fairview for their first district game of the season. The boys with 5 wins and 1 loss from Prestonsburg, and it's their off week. And we've already covered the fact that, of course, the Lawrence County Bulldogs fell to Paintsville 14-43, but we want to cover that Lawrence County is now 3-3 on the season. They don't have any district games under their belt as of yet, but this Friday night's home game against Sheldon Clark will be their first. They're hosting the Cardinals this Friday at 7:30. And the Cougars, a big win over Estill County this past Friday night. Their first win in 3 games, their second win of the season, 34-8. And as we covered, they'll be traveling here to McGoffin County this Friday night. Kickoff set for 7:30. Weather-wise, we're still staring at a beautiful scenario. 88 today. I'm expecting 88 tomorrow here in the neighborhood, 58 tonight. Yeah, we're going to fall 30 degrees between high and lows today, but mostly clear. We'll see some fog for the next few mornings, but 88 tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last run of it. If you get a chance, get out and enjoy it. Beautiful days thereafter, but if you want some heat, tomorrow could be the last day. 88 and 60, sunny, partly cloudy for your Thursday. It, too, will start off with a little patchy fog after Wednesday ends with it, and that cold front tomorrow night knocks temperatures down about 15 degrees or so to 72 and 50 on your Thursday, but still sunny, still partly cloudy, still not seeing any precipitation really right now. Maybe a few sprinkles working in, but right now not so much in the forecast from this first of 2 cold fronts. The second of which you'll certainly feel by Saturday. 72 on your Friday, but still sunny and clear. 69 Saturday, 73 Sunday. Looking thereafter, I think we've still got the low 70s and sunshine through maybe even midweek. That'll do it for tonight, but indeed a great deal of headlines and information already in the works for tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. We'll see you then. Thanks for watching.